Alrighty, let's see what is going on. Hello everyone, this is AVP60685 back with another video for all of you. I know I haven't done one in quite some time, so I thought I'd give you guys an update on what's going on with me and my world, and to explain a little bit about my GoFundMe that I've been campaigning quite a bit about. And so if you have any questions about that or things that are going on in my world, I can somewhat explain if that's possible. So basically, I'm Alicia, also known as AVP60685. I know I've been away quite some time, so I thought I'd give you guys an update on what's going on with me and my world since the last time I chatted. So I'm in the process of working on a couple projects. One of them is my GoFundMe. One of them is an Orville project that I really want to release, but it's kind of been challenging to do. But I think I almost have it ready. So let me get this chat started. So, like I said, I apologize. I have not chatted in quite some time. I've been quite busy working on my GoFundMe. Also, I've been busy with working on a few other things. The GoFundMe is the main one that I've been working on exclusively, and it still needs funding. So, if you guys can ask any questions, let me know if you have questions about this project. Also, I have a project that I'm tentatively wanting to work on with for the Orville group and everything, but because I'm having to postpone a lot of stuff, it's kind of hard. So yeah, hope everybody's doing pretty good. I'm doing okay. So like I said, if you have any questions or anything you want to know that I haven't been able to answer lately, I'll be glad to answer. And my webcam was acting a little kind of hokey right now, so I'm sorry if it's just audio right now because I'm in the process of working on some things that, let's just say, you really don't want to see me on camera right now because of that. My room's a little messy because we're trying to pack things up little by little and sort through items, and that's pretty challenging. So if anybody has anything they want to ask me, please let me know, and I will try to answer those questions for you. Like I said, I'm working on a GoFundMe. I'm also working on an Orville project. What else do I need to tell you guys? I've postponed quite a bit of my gaming videos as well. I normally do gaming videos, but I've done quite a bit of my gaming videos. I've put those on hold because of this GoFundMe project, which is kind of hard to put a lot of stuff on hold that you really want to do. I mean, there's so much I want to do, but there's so little time in some ways, you might say. Because, like I said, I want to do gaming, but that's having to go on hold. I want to work on this GoFundMe, but it's kind of hard with it funds being low, because I really, really need these funds for this future move. I want to work on this Orville project, but it's hard because there's so much I want to do, but so little time. I mean, yeah, it can be a little discouraging because sometimes I want to go, ugh. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, please, please, please do so, because I try to do videos when I'm able to. It's just I haven't been able to do them lately, and I'm sorry I haven't done them. I feel awful that I haven't been able to do them lately like I want to, but with this move and other projects, I've had to put a lot of stuff on hold that I really didn't want to put on hold, but how do I put this? It's kind of hard. So yeah. That's really hard right now, because there's so much I want to do, but yeah. Like I said, if you guys have anything you want to ask me or anything you want to know, please let me know. I'll be glad to answer it. I'm not going to be on here very, very long. I mean, if someone else is doing a stream, that makes it kind of hard. Because I really want to do streaming again, but it's kind of hard. So
gathering flower. Raindrops on.
do I have a favorite sci-fi? That's an excellent question, Louise. I love sci-fi, but my favorite. That's a tricky one because I like Star Trek, I like Star Wars, I like Dune. I love Orville. I love Stargate. Farscape's pretty cool. Quantum Leap was pretty good. I'm getting ready to check out Firefly soon. What else? Let me think for a second. I think Orville is one of my favorites, and then it's like between Stargate, Star Wars, Star Trek, and then it's probably, well, it's like it's a four-way tie. So it's Orville, which is on the top, and then the four-way ties between Star Trek, Star Wars, Dune, and Stargate. That's the four-way tie between those four. Yeah, just like I love the literature. I love reading ones that are really classic literature. They're really, really good. And yeah, sorry I'm rambling, but like I said, sci-fi is always special to me. And I'm in the process of writing, which hopefully I can finish soon. Um, it's a three-part story basically. It's a princess who doesn't realize she's a princess, who falls in love with this guy who's like a healer, but he's not a healer. If that makes any sense. Basically, okay, he's a healer, yes, but he's not your typical healer. Basically, he can just touch somebody and they get well, or in the case of this princess, that because he's her betrothed, that thank you, because he's her betrothed, one of the things he can do is that when he touches her stomach, hold on one second, guys, be right back. Yes, yes. You're welcome. Okay, sorry about that. So getting back to what I was explaining. So basically, with my sci-fi novel, it's basically she's a princess. She doesn't realize she's a princess. She has this guy that's her betrothed, but she doesn't realize he's her betrothed. So basically, he is what you might consider a healer. And so one of the special things he can do is, because the way I wrote it, well, I'm going to write it. It's basically that when he touches her stomach, that she becomes pregnant by that. So it's kind of really hard to explain, but basically he gets her pregnant by doing that. And but the thing is, with him being the healer that he can heal almost any sickness, any disease. And so one of the cool things about that is that he is not limited. And so um the only thing that he can't do with healing is if somebody has um like they've given up hope, then he cannot heal them. Like, okay, an example of that is basically his father at the very beginning. He has a very bad sickness and he doesn't believe that the revolution is going to take place. And so, because he has given up hope that the revolution is going to ever happen in his lifetime, that he just dies of a broken heart. And his son, who could heal him, can't heal him. So, I hope that makes sense. So, basically, like I said, he cannot heal his father because of giving up hope. If his father had not given up hope, he could probably heal him, but because he couldn't. And also, he can't do something crazy like bring somebody back from the dead. So yeah, I'm working on that story. I'm still in the first part. It's supposed to be three parts. The first part is basically what happens before she realizes she's the princess, and he knows he's the healer, and he knows that she's the princess, but she doesn't know that yet. So the first part is basically him in the academy, her in finishing school. The second one is what happens when she goes into the academy and starts her journey into becoming the princess. And then the third and final part is basically where she fights her evil uncle and everything. Yeah, it is interesting. So I've been working on that for quite some time. It's really, really hard to come up with fresh new things that are not based on Star Trek, Star Wars, and all the other sci-fi that I've read. And I'm trying not to copyright anybody. I'm trying to make it my own. And if I can do that, which I have quite an imagination, it's kind of challenging. I'll say that. So, yeah, that's kind of hard because I really, really want to write more. There's also other things that I'm writing. I'm writing on that. I'm working on my memoirs where I'm coming to some really challenging stuff to write about. And I'm also working on, let me see, there's other ideas I have in my head, but I haven't written them down. One's like a Titanic type story, but it's different from the others. Basically, it's kind of like loosely based on a game that I played. Basically, if she doesn't save this particular individual in the story, that if she doesn't, her true love will basically die. But she doesn't realize that. It's kind of hard to explain, but basically that's what the case is. Basically, that if she doesn't do it, that's what happens. um, so I'm currently working on an Orville community that I hope to release. I was hoping to release it the 25th, and things happened where I couldn't. So I'm hopefully going to release it June 25th, which it will be called AVP's Orville Lounge. Let's spread this out so you can read it. And so I'm going to hopefully launch that on the 25th, tentatively of June. And that will be basically 4 Orville fans, 5 Orville fans. Basically this fan specifically, because I'm a huge, huge Orville fan. It's just I haven't really had much to do with the community lately, like I wanted to. I mean, I love doing it, but I'm not able to do it like I want to. And also, this GoFundMe that I'm doing is for, hey PJ. So with this GoFundMe, I really, really need funds in order to move out of the state. Hey Moira, meow meow. So I was just explaining that basically I am working on an AVP Orville Lounge, which sadly I've been postponing and postponing, but I'm not trying to postpone. Hey Sci-Fi TV 50, how are you? How is everybody? So I was just explaining to Louise that I'm working on the AVP Orville Lounge, which I hope to launch the 25th of June. It's been crazy, 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 crazy where I'm not able to do things that I really, really want to do. I had to postpone a lot of projects this year, which sucks. So basically, um, I'm also doing my GoFundMe, which I'll just say this, that I'm hoping to move out of the state where I'm currently living to where my mother's family is. But we really, really need funds to do that. We've got some money saved up. And it's kind of hard because sometimes we have to buy things like groceries. And so some of that GoFundMe money has been going for groceries and other items that we needed. So moving's very, very expensive from here to there. I know it's cheaper in the South to live because we're hoping to get hopefully a 2-bedroom place for about $850 per month. And the thing is, we've been getting estimates from different companies, sorry, not countries, companies, and some of them are really, really expensive. The cheapest was like $2,000, but then when I did some digging into it, they were just shady. I'll just say that. They were not completely on the up and up, because when I looked over the inventory that I had given them, they had taken certain inventory off, and they basically had some serious claims against them from other customers, and they were trying to be dishonest and say, Well, it's not that serious. And when I looked at their rating on the Better Business Bureau, let's just say they were basically flunking in so many levels, and that's not good. There's another one that we're thinking of doing, but sadly, it's like nearly $3,000, and that's very expensive. But the thing is that they explained to me the reason why they're a little bit higher is because basically they're overestimating for cargo in case you have extra, like furniture or extra things that you're packing with you. And so it's really hard. Yeah, they do suck, Spitfire TV. And it's expensive. Hello, Sci Fi Nation. Welcome. So I'm doing this GoFundMe. I basically willingly gave up quite a bit of my stimulus check for my mom and me. She's going to give up her some of it, I believe, to help pay for a place. But we still need funds. We really, really do. I have in the description box on this video my GoFundMe link. So I'm not trying to sound selfish, but we need at least $7,000 in order to pay for transportation for us to go there to get things settled out, like banking, housing, and it's very expensive to do these kind of things. I mean, there's things I want to buy, but I had to put a lot of stuff on hold this couple of months since March. I haven't been able to do gaming. I haven't been able to do live streaming like I want to, and it really, really hurts because I don't know how to explain it, but I really, really want to do more, but I'm not able to do more. And I feel so useless because sadly, one of the community members accused me of being very selfish and greedy. And I'm thinking, I'm not trying to be greedy or selfish. It's just, I need help. And I'm not doing this just for me. I'm doing this for my mom and me. Because my mom is getting there up there in age. She's nearly, in a couple of weeks, she'll be 70. And, well, we want to be with family. And we can't do that. It's kind of hard. And sometimes I'm near tears. And I'm not sleeping well. So I'm just saying we need help. So I'm going to give you guys the link to the so if you guys can give, say, even the smallest amount, that would be a huge, huge help because it's going to go a long ways because I'm not doing this just for me. Honestly, I'm not doing this for me. Honest, it's for my mom mostly because my mom's getting up there in age, and if anything were to happen to her, I would be up here without any physical family, and that would be the most heartbreaking thing to ever do. Is I already buried one parent, and I did that with my mom, but I don't want to have to do this on my own if anything were to happen to my mom, honestly, because she's all I got, really. And like I said, I understand. Hey, Danny. So I'm just saying I need help. And there's so much I really want to do. There's so much I really want to do. I want to do gaming videos. I want to create this Orville community for the Orville fans, but yet I've had to put so much on hold. And yeah, I agree, sci-fi. That way I could just take a shuttle and say I'd be there, or create a Stargate. I mean, honestly, it's hard. I've had to put so many things on hold, and it sucks that I had to put so much on hold. I mean, I feel like it's hard because I want to do gaming videos. I want to write because I'm writing projects. I was explaining to Louise earlier that I'm writing a science fiction 3-part story, but I haven't finished that. I'm working on my memoirs, but I haven't finished that. It's not that I want to just put these things on hold, such as my AVP Orville Lounge. It's not that I'm doing that on purpose. I hope you guys understand that I'm not doing these things on purpose. It's just this move is very, very hard because I'm having to lift and move things around that are incredibly heavy. I mean, and my mom's health is not always the best at times, especially her asthma. Because up here in Maryland, it's been brutally hot. It's been almost 80 degrees, and the humidity's up there. And so we're in the battle of the air conditioning and trying to keep her cool, but also trying to keep me comfortable too. Because, like I said, there's so much I want to do, but I can't. I've had to put so much on hold, and I mean, there's so much I want to do, but like I said, I've had to put so much on hold, and it's hard. It really is. It's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. I know that's hard, Sci-Fi Nation, because it's normally I'm not the one to ask for help, and I'm having to literally beg for help. And someone in the community actually accused me of being very selfish, and well, it hurt. It really, really hurt a lot to know that somebody would accuse me the way they did, because it hurt. It hurt me a whole lot. And also the job I was going to do. And so, yeah. I mean, it's hard because, like I said, the person said something very mean, and it hit me on a very personal level that happened. And that's why it's hard for me to say I need help, because normally I'm saying I can do what I can do with myself, but yeah, I know they're unaware of my situation. I know it just did hurt more than anything, I guess, because I didn't think someone could be so hateful. And I'll just say that they were hateful. And like I said, I'm not doing this for me. I'm not doing just for me. I'm doing it for my mom and me, because, like I said, all of her family's down there. And up here, well, yeah, we have church, but it's not the same as actual physical blood. And I've had people say, well, why don't you rent a U-Haul? Yeah, we could do that, rent a U-Haul. And I'm willing to do that. But to find the muscle power to do that, and to find the people willing to help me even pack the stuff up. Okay, I'll send you the link, Sci-Fi. I mean, that was really hard. I mean, yeah. So yeah. Okay, let me get you the link real quick. Yeah, I got it. One sec. Okay, there you go. So it's been a rough couple of months for me. It really has. It's been really hard for this month. I mean, it's been tough. I'll say that it's been tough. I mean, it's hard. I'll just say that it's been very, very hard. It just almost makes me nauseous to know people can be so mean and cruel, and as many times as I've tried to help them out, to now, I don't know. It's been tough. I'll just say that it's been tough. Yeah, it's it's been rough. It's been a rough year. I'll just say that it's been a really rough year for me. I mean, that's all I can say. It's been tough. This year's been really, really tough on me, and certain things I know I may have to put on hold. I don't know. Like, I don't know. There's things I really want to do, like gaming. There's my birthday coming up, but I may have to put that on hold until after all of this is over, because it's just been hard. Okay, here's sci-fi guys.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm all right, Jay.
All right. No, don't be embarrassed to ask the community for help. I mean, if somebody is truly a part of the community, they would know what that word means,
Yeah.
and that means we are here for each other. We help each other through the good and the bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been a tough year, and it was kind of hard because I was thinking, well, I'm not just doing this just for me, I'm not just asking for help just for myself. I'm asking for someone that I really, really love.
Exactly. It's you said it's for your mother obviously, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and you need help with the more physical part of it. So, the way I see it, you have every right to ask for help if you need it. It's not like you're out there asking for frivolous. Oh, I need a new this. I need a new.
No, exactly, because I'm actually giving up my own stimulus money to help with this funding, actually, because I'm thinking, look, I know it sounds like a crazy amount, like 7,500 sounds like a crazy amount, but the thing is, if people can just give, say, just $1, that goes a long ways. Because I'm thinking, look, I need this. It's not saying I'm going out there saying, well, I mean, because I cut it down quite a bit. Because at first I was thinking 10,000. I said, no, 10,000 sounds a little selfish. Let me cut this down a little bit. I mean, yeah.
Absolutely. And I did donate a little bit what I could afford to it, and I'm gonna share that link out.
I appreciate that. I really do. Because, like I said, every little bit of help that we can get for this campaign, because I really want us to be out there by Christmas. I mean, things are still shut down here in my county. They're just starting to talk about opening things up, but who knows how that's going to be, because I'm near DC, and people in DC sadly are not even following the restrictions that they say. Well, you have to be only 10 people in a group, and they're being in groups of 50. I'm thinking you're affecting my county, which is in Maryland, which is about 15 minutes away, where we can't be out at all because of your stupidness.
Right.
I mean, it's crazy, because I mean, my mom's, where her family is, they're opening things up. They can do things here. If I can get out without wearing a mask, fine. But they're going to say, no, you have to have a mask if you go into a bank. If you go into a store, you have to wear a mask. If you go on public transportation, you can't go in the front door of the bus. You got to go in the back door of the bus. If that.
Wow, that's crazy. I know the town I live in, um, we have buses. They don't like run on like bus stops, but it's like you call them, tell you got to go a certain place. They'll come pick you
Mm-hmm.
up and take you there. Well, they were doing it where you can only have one person on the bus at a time, and these buses carry like 20 people on them.
Oh, that's crazy.
And then like if you're a couple and you try to get on and say, oh, one at a time, and I'm like, we live together,
Right. And
breathe the
sometimes,
same air all day long.
and then what if you needed that companion? If you were blind or disabled, well, you needed that companion. That's, oh,
Yeah.
I mean, that's nuts. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't add, and I had to postpone a lot of stuff, honestly, on hold J, honestly, because there's so much I really want to do, but with everything going on, it's like I haven't really had a chance to really catch my breath, because it's like there's stuff I want to do, but I can't do. I mean, I want to do streaming more, and I want to do gaming more, but I'm trying to pack things up for this move. I'm also checking my GoFundMe. How's it doing? Oh, nobody wants to fund today, or everybody's saying, oh, I thought I already gave you. I'm thinking, yeah, but you can still pass on the word. And they said, well, I
Right.
can't give that. You can at least pass the word on.
And that's the thing. People don't realize how powerful word of mouth is. I mean, before the
Exactly.
internet existed, that was all we had was word of mouth, whether it
Yeah.
be person to person, by radio, by TV, by
Hmm.
newspaper. Well, this is just a more advanced form of that. So let's
Hmm.
use the technology we have at our hands, get the word out there. This is basically the instant information age.
Exactly. This is the online bulletin board that they used to have at the shop supermarkets. They had the bulletin board where you put stuff on the bulletin board, hiring or looking for jobs or whatever. This is the online bulletin board. Sadly, it's like gone deaf, you might say. And it shouldn't be a gone deaf.
The more connected we get, the more disconnected we are.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's the thing that I say, social media is a blessing, but it's also a curse in many ways. I mean, I love the fact that it connects me to family members and friends, but I hate the fact that it makes people so disconnected from one another, that are like maybe 10 feet from each other, that can't even help their own friend that's on the street corner that needs a hand.
Right. And see, that's one thing I like about what I'm trying to do with this community. Not just myself, but so many other
Yeah.
creators out there. We have this big community. You might like this part of this fandom, and I
Hmm.
like this one over here. But you know what? We're all nerds. We're all the nerd community. Let's put our differences aside and come together.
Exactly. Exactly. That is totally what I try to do, especially because I say, look, I love sci-fi. I love this. And they'll say, well, which one do you like the best? I'm like, it's like Orville's the top one, yes. But then there's also below that is a four-way tie, which I was explaining to Louise, is like Dune, Stargate, Star Trek, and Star Wars. That's like a four-way tie between those four. Because that was always special to me. But I've always loved sci-fi of almost any kind. It's just sadly, it's so divided now.
It. I don't think it's the genre itself that's dividing. It's sadly it's the people in the community that.
Right.
Um,
That's true. Wrong choice of words, but it's not maybe not but yeah, the community itself, it's not as connected as it ought to be. They should be a little bit more. I don't want to say the word tolerant, but they're not as respectful, I might say, as they
right.
ought to be.
There's a large segment out there that is just completely disrespectful. And that might even be the wrong word too. I mean, Like, well, sometimes you get the certain people that they can't sit there and have a decent debate. Yeah, debates can get hot and heated,
Mm-hmm.
but as long as you're arguing on points of why you don't like something, that's fine.
Yeah.
Where I draw the line is when somebody has to start doing like a personal attack. Oh, you're dumb because you like that. No, wrong answer. Right
Right. I
there.
mean, if somebody doesn't
You,
like something, don't slap them in the face for. Just say, well, why do you not like it? Well, why do you like this? And
right.
maybe you can see eye to eye why they like something, and maybe it'll give you a new perspective. Like I don't like Discovery, honestly, but I did say it was a pretty cool looking ship. I will say that things like that. But like I said, I'm not going to be bashing someone in the face saying, "Oh, you ought to like this." You're like, no,
I
no.
just can't believe they brought back the Matt Jeffries original redesign for the Phase 2 Enterprise for Discovery. Like, no, that design got
Yeah,
rejected for a reason.
yeah, that needs to be scrapped. Like, wait a minute. But no, I mean, just like the fans are so divided nowadays, and I'm like, oh, don't do that. They should be still connected, even if you don't see eye to eye. But, and then they're even, hey Peggy, we're just discussing about how sci-fi is so divided and how they've gotten ugly, even with each other. Because, like I said, they got ugly with me, Peggy, about me
Not
asking for donations and stuff.
not me myself. Just to be clear.
Yeah, but no, they really jumped on me big time saying, "Oh, how dare you ask for this?" I'm thinking, look, I'm not asking just for me. I'm asking for someone that's special to me. Because I know what it's like to lose a parent and not have any physical family up here. That were my family that did come up here. They took over 24 hours to get here. And it took over 24 hours to go be with them back in March when my aunt died. And that was the hardest thing I ever had to do because I did not sleep on that bus, and every little noise was waking me up. And I'm like, you know what? We need to be closer to family. I'm tired of this. And so, yeah, I mean, if anything were to happen to my mother, God forbid, I would have to literally get rid of all of this stuff on my own, practically. And I don't think I could handle that. I really don't. I think I would literally have just a breakdown. And
That's a lot for one person to process and deal with. So
exactly. And like I said, that's why we're trying to move down there to say, okay, if anything happens, God forbid, there's somebody there as a backup in case I can't do it, in case I want to start a life of my own. Because right now I've put a lot of things in my life on hold. I mean, yeah, that's one of the things I've done is put a lot of my life on hold to take care of her. And I put my life on hold when I was taking care of my dad too. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to keep putting my life on hold because I'll be honest, in just a couple of weeks I'll be 35. And
I can understand that. I watched my mom and my aunt go through that with my grandma. She was
mhm,
in her 90s, and if she wasn't at my aunt's house, she was at my mom's house, and
right.
my grandma was just she was nice, but she was stubborn. You
Yeah. Yeah.
get that old, you get set in your ways.
Yeah, exactly. I know what you're saying because I mean, I have literally been caregiver to people that I wasn't. Well, I guess you could say I was a caregiver because I was honestly helping out neighbors, friends, and they'd say, "Oh, are you their daughter?" I'm like, "No, I'm just a neighbor helping them out." They're like, "Oh, you're so sweet. You're so nice to do that." I'm thinking, that's the way I was raised. You take care of people regardless if you're kin or not. And like I said, I'm doing that now even more so. And like I said, it'd be nice to ease that burden off my back a little bit so someone else.
Especially you said you're only going on 35. I mean, wow, you're dealing with stuff most people don't deal with until they're in their 50s or 60s.
Exactly. I mean, I lost my dad at 24, and that I miss him, but I don't miss him, if that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, but my mom's always been there for me, and I did something special for her for Mother's Day, even though it wasn't as nice as I wanted it to be. But I did create a Mother's Day tribute for her, and like I said, if I can help her get these funds for us to move, that'll be one less thing off my back to know. Okay, someone else is going to help ease this burden off my back.
Absolutely, and I will share that out for you.
I appreciate that a lot. I really do, Jay. I mean, yeah, it's a new chapters are hard, Peggy, like you're saying, but I need this new chapter honestly because I've been here all my life, and I have cousins honestly that really don't know me except through photos, and I don't want to be just that cousin in the photos. I want to be someone that they know, that they say, oh, that's Alicia. I don't want them to just say, who is she? Where do you live again?
I've got cousins I haven't seen since I was like 7, and the only time I met them the one time is we went down to Florida to go to Disneyland because, well, Grandma and Grandpa had their little trailer thing down in St. Pete's down there,
Okay.
and which was kind of cool because she lived a block down the road from one of her sons, my uncle.
Okay.
So I mean,
Gotcha.
he was down there to take care of them. And then when they came up to Michigan for the summers,
Mm-hmm.
they were in the same town as where me and my mom and dad lived.
Yeah. See, I got cousins. I got you beat there, that Jay. I got cousins that I haven't seen honestly since I was 1. So they don't. They didn't even really know me. They just know me through letters and emails. But honestly, they really don't know me.
Oh, I really don't know them either. I mean, we see each other on Facebook, but we don't like
Yeah.
talk. You know.
Exactly. That because that's my dad's youngest brothers. His only side because there was 3 of them. Him and his twin brother. Neither one of them was living, and then it's his youngest brother who hardly keeps in touch at all. I haven't really talked to him since I think 2000 and I want to say 10 when his oldest daughter died. But he sent me an email saying that she had died. I'm thinking, ugh, really?
You couldn't even do a phone call for that.
Nope. Nope. And the crazy thing is, when my dad's twin brother died, I mean, when my dad died, his own twin brother went to send a sympathy card. And that was the craziest thing. They talked about buying plane tickets and stuff. Did they come out here? No. Only my mom's family did.
You want to hear something really messed up? When my grandpa died, he died down in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and the family were, all the other brothers and sisters. Well, there was my one uncle lived down there. My other uncle lived in Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
and the other 2 sisters, my mom's 2 sisters, lived up here in Michigan, just in different parts of the state.
Mm-hmm.
And well, everyone was helping everyone else out with plane tickets, but then they all decided not to go. So my mom got stuck buying her own plane ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, this is he died in '83. So,
Okay.
like my dad was working 60 hours a week at the factory. He was getting minimal pay from the Marine Reserves,
Right.
plus his paycheck. It was, we were scraping so bad, we were on the old paper food stamps back, in the day. And
Yeah.
so she had to go. She worked at a little bar, probably about 20, 25 miles from where we lived. She would do this like 3 nights a week just to make extra money as a waitress. And they held a big fundraiser out there for her, just so she could have a plane ticket to go down and help take care, my grandpa's final arrangements,
Mm-hmm.
and to be
Right.
there for my grandma.
Right. That is crazy. Yeah. Families like that, who needs them, honestly? I mean, oh, they just make me cringe.
And it's not that they're bad people, but at the time, even now, I'm thinking of it like, you guys already had this planned. You were getting your plane tickets. You could have gave her the money for that one freaking plane ticket if y'all weren't going down.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
It's just
But
stupid stuff like that it's like, why?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, people like that just makes you want to go, oh, with family like that, really. Oh,
But
I
the
know.
thing is, any other time is like, it's one big loving, happy family. And I know most of that was probably on the surface now that I think about it. But to us kids,
exactly.
but when it came to us kids, they were, there wasn't nothing they wouldn't do, but within reason.
But then as an adult, you look back in retrospect and say, wait a minute, that was a little bit cracked.
Yeah, just a little bit. You think on certain things like that, and it's like, what? Really? Come on.
Yeah, we weren't as close as we thought we were. We were in the Brady's. We were, yeah, exactly. I mean, just like I saw that firsthand, like I said, with my aunt's death. I mean, honestly, we saw family members that were really, I'll just say it nicely, they were deadbeats. They just showed up for the food, and that was it. And they put on this whole waterworks scenario, and then as soon as the food's gone, then they're gone. I'm like, okay, I'll see you never.
All right, at least bring a pack of hot dogs and some lemonade or something, man. Come on.
But they didn't do that though, Jay. The thing is, they smell the food coming around, and as soon as the food's
I mean,
gone, bye.
I've always scraped by. Even when I was working, I had to scrape by, and
Yeah.
it's kind of worse now, money wise, because I'm not working. I'm stay home and I take care of Mrs. Sci-Fi Nation because she has Huntington's disease. But still, if I'm going somewhere like that, I will try to take something.
Right. Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
that
Or at least help fix with a meal or something.
help. Yeah, do something.
I mean, right. I mean, because I was busy helping fix some of the food before the night before. I think I helped with the banana pudding. I helped with this broccoli casserole salad thing. And then after the food service was all over and everything, because it was at my aunt's house, I'm literally in the kitchen by myself. The youngest one of my first cousins now, the youngest one of them, in the kitchen washing the dishes. I mean, come on. It doesn't take that long to wash a dish.
No, not really.
Maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10. But come on, you'll end up with your hands, and you're supposed to be scrubbing and washing your hands anyway with this scenario that's like, oh, you need to wash your hands every couple of minutes. Come on. Is there a cheap way to do that without having to use a hand sanitizer?
I don't know. See, my thing on that is, am I going outside every 2 minutes? No. But
right.
will I
exactly,
a normal hand washing routine, like after using the restroom, or say I need to do dishes? Okay, guess what? That's a whole bunch of hand washing right there.
Exactly. Exactly. And like I said, they could have done that, but they didn't even do that. I'm thinking, oh, thanks. Or you could put away the food or something, but don't just sit there and say, oh, where's the food? Where's this?
Okay, Louise Sparrow. I did get your Twitter request. I'm following you back right now. So you have a good night.
Take care, Louise. And if you get a chance, please, please, please share the GoFundMe. I mean, even if you can't give, please share it. But no, it's crazy. I mean, like I said, this community, I mean, I love it dearly. I really do. I always have loved sci-fi. And I'm hoping to work on this Orville community soon. I mean, I've spoken to PJ about this, but sadly, I've had to put a lot of stuff on hold because of everything that's going on in my life. And that sucks.
PJ's a really great guy. You know,
I
truly believe any help that he can offer, he will, you know.
Oh, yeah. He's a great friend.
Yeah.
He's a great friend. He really has. He's been very supportive of me about this whole thing. And he said, you know what, I'll get the word out. And I'll say, thank you. I really need people to be my spokesman because there's only so many times I can speak the word without somebody saying, could you stop already?
You know, you're not the only one I'm helping with a GoFundMe. Captain Trek has a GoFundMe as well for a surgery that he can't afford. So I have no qualms about helping you out.
And I appreciate that. I really, really do. And if you noticed, every time, like when you gave the donation that you did, I said thank you. I gave a personal thank you to everybody that gives. And I also give updates saying, hey, this is what's going on. This is what, you know, everybody's going to help. And it is. So, yeah.
Absolutely. I know you're sincere about it. That's why I have no trouble at all helping you out any way I can.
I mean, like I said, I'm not just doing it for me. I'm not doing it just for me.
No, really I know you're not. And I know what it's like to take care of somebody. I do it. Right?
Yeah.
And
being a caregiver is not an easy task. No.
And I have a friend of mine, another creator here on YouTube, Berto Prey 5. You probably know who he is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah. Yes. What's going on with him? Is he
okay? He's fine. He's out of the hospital, been out for a week or so now, and he's getting back to normal. So, but yeah, Mamo Prey has been taking care of him the last 10 years or more. So yeah, I mean, I know what it's like to be in that situation, so I have no problem helping people out.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I'm not just asking it for myself. And like I said, if other people can get the word out, that's a big help to me. Saying that saves my voice having to say it like a million times. I mean, yeah, I mean, and plus it's scary out there too, because I have so many people out there trying to be scammers, trying to say, oh, well, if you got this money, and you can pay me this. Wait a minute here. Why am I going to spend $200 when you're so-called giving me a $3,000 donation? That doesn't make a lick of sense.
No,
Come on, you must think I'm.
you sure they're not related to the Nigerian prince that just needs a down payment so his bank can release the
I
funds?
think so, or douchebags incorporated.
You remember that old email,
Honestly,
email scam back in the day?
yes, yes, I do, and I still have gotten some of those back in the day. Ugh, my friend actually made a video game
That's
about
all
that
that
called
is.
My Nigerian Prince.
That's just the new internet
Ugh.
version of that scam. Oh, send me this and I'll send you this much. Wait, that
Oh,
scam's
thanks.
over 20 years old. How dumb do you think we are? Come on.
I mean, come on. We helped invent those scams. I mean, come on. Ugh. People like that just make me so sick. I mean, that's one of the things I want to do is do a stream talking about that, but I haven't really had a chance to do those because it's been so crazy. Because I want to tell people, look, be careful of these scammers out there. And they said, I didn't know there were scammers out there. I said, yes, there are.
There's always a scammer out there. Always, always, always.
Yes, when they're like bloodhounds. Their money. Oh, I smell $1. Can I have it? I'm like, wait a minute. That's not you. Like, what are you doing in my purse? What are you doing?
We're not just talking about major corporations here. We're talking about people that actually want to go out there and take your money and take you for a fool.
Exactly. And think you were born yesterday.
Yep.
And I'm thinking, wait a minute. No. I mean, I've dealt with almost every kind of scam you can think of because I wrote about it twice on my blog. One was about catfishers. One was about something else. Let me see. Catfish.
Catfishers, I thought that was more of like a dating site thing.
I got it both ways, actually, because I got it on two sites that were so-called reputable. One was, they call it by Meet Me now, but at the time it was called My Yearbook. And at the time, the person claimed to be maybe about 5 years older than me. But the thing is, I found out later, no, they weren't. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. And then the other one was on Yahoo chat rooms, where they had the chat rooms back in the day. And I found out, this person's nothing but a creep. He's not what he says he is. And it didn't add up. And I said, you know what? Yeah, scammer, catfisher. Because people said, I thought catfish was only the kind of fish you eat. I said, no. Don't get me started on that.
I'm going to show my age a little bit. I remember using Yahoo chat rooms back in the Java days.
Mm-hmm.
Before they
yes.
Before they loaded them into the HTML and everything looked all nice and pretty and you could pick your font.
Right.
I used to go in those chat rooms back in the old JavaScript. Even after the HTML version came out, I'd still go in and log in the back way just to use the old style. And I would put all this text up that you could never do with the new versions. And people are like, how do you do that? I'm like, it's not that hard. Like, here, watch me put this PM bomb into your box. Watch you go away for a couple hours while you figure out what's wrong. Or just bomb the whole chat room.
Yes, I remember those.
Bomb the whole chat room.
Yeah, because people are surprised. Because people are surprised that I know about DOS at my age, and I like, trust me, when you had a father that was a computer geek nerd, you learned.
And another thing,
you learned very quickly about all the tech.
There was a PM bomb called, I forget what it was called, but I did this just to experiment with it. It's where when you send somebody a PM, and they're offline, as soon as they open that message, their entire computer shuts down. It will not start. Unless you have a recovery disk, and by disk I mean 3.5 inch floppy.
3.5 floppies, yes. You had to put like 3 or 4 of them into your computer in simultaneous order. One of 4, one of 5.
Actually, mine was more streamlined. It was just one disk with like 2 lines of code on it to make the computer recognize. Oh, okay, it was just a joke. You can come back on now.
Gotcha. See, my dad had the recovery disk. I think it was like 4 or 5 different floppies. Because I remember you had to put them in order and everything like that. But that was the craziest thing because my friend gave me the floppy one was a mess because I think he gave me, yeah, his floppy gave me a virus, and my dad was so mad at me because of that and said, "How dare you put a virus on your computer?" I said, "I didn't know there was a virus on the disk one," because he wrote me a letter and he had put it on this floppy disk, and I think there was a virus already on it when he wrote it to me, the letter. So when I put it in my computer unknowingly, because we didn't have the virus scan protection that we have now with Norton and all that
Well,
stuff.
there was like an early form of Norton back in the day, but it was
Crap. It was
ugly.
just crap. It was a crapshoot. You never knew.
Yeah.
So anyway, I put it in there, and so my whole computer crashed, and so it took months for my computer to be rebuilt. But my dad didn't give me a new computer for a while, so
Yeah,
yeah.
if you didn't have the instant recovery disk with like a few lines of code on it, then you had to stick
um,
those four disks in like your dad was doing. Like you said, you got to
exactly.
do it just right, time it just as soon as one gets done, bam, bam. You almost needed 2 drives to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And you also, I don't know, you probably remember them too. The other ones that were bigger, the bigger floppy
The
ones.
5 and a
Those
quarter. Yeah. Well, I
you had
started on computers back in the Commodore 64 days and the VIC 20 days.
okay, see, my dad actually used to work on the computers that were as big as a whole building.
Oh, no. I'm not that old. I'm only 44.
Gotcha. See, my dad told me about those, and then he told me about the ones that were just before the 3.5 floppies. I think they were the 8.5 ones.
Oh, I don't remember those.
They were a little bit bigger than the 3.5 floppy.
Oh, five and a quarter.
That's it. That's it. Because they were so flimsy. If you one little rip, the whole thing would just fall apart.
Yep.
The 3.5 was much harder, and it could hold maybe not as much space, but it was much more sturdy.
No, the thing is they both held the same amount of data, 3.5 megs.
Right. Exactly.
1.44 megs.
Mm-hmm.
1.44. Even though one was 5 and a quarter, the other was 3.5. It was just technology downsizing, as it always does as time goes on.
Right. Exactly. But yeah, I remember those because those were so you can use them like almost like a frisbee.
Yeah, I think I've got an old iOmega zip drive laying around here. One of those ones that was the discs you had to use were specific to that brand. It was called iOmega, and they held 100 megs of data on them.
Okay. I think we had the what was it? The Verbatim or something like that brand.
Verbatim was just a brand that manufactured the 3.5 inch.
Right. And then they also had those 5 and a quarter ones too.
And yeah.
You used to buy.
And they started way back in the old IBM mainframe days, back when they were doing magnetic tape drives and all that stuff. So
yeah, I remember.
Verbatim had been around for a long time. They were just rolling with the flow. Hey, technology's moving. We better move with it.
Exactly. I remember that. But yeah, and then they moved from those to for a little while, they had those mini CD-ROMs.
Yeah, because that's what actually those mini CDs. That's what the N6, but the GameCube.
Yeah. The GameCube and the PlayStation ones.
Yeah, there was a PlayStation one that used those as well. It wasn't the PSP, was it?
I want to say the PS2.
Well, yeah, the PS1 and the PS2 use CD-ROMs just like a regular CD-ROM in a computer. I'm talking the mini CDs.
Right. I think it was probably the. Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, because you know in a CD tray. Because in a CD tray, you open it up and it's got the spot for a regular CD, but if you look in there, there's an even smaller indentation where you can put like a mini CD. That's the size that the GameCube used.
Right, exactly, and because if you didn't have that and stuff like that, it would just get stuck in your CD drive on the computer.
Right. So you had
the hardest time to do that unless you unscrewed everything and then you had to pull it out manually.
Well, that's because people didn't know the paperclip trick back then.
Right, exactly. People
found out that little hole was always there. It just takes a paperclip and it pops right open.
Exactly. But yeah, I remember those. Yes.
But yeah, you could pull it out and unscrew the top and get it to it that way. But
yeah, exactly. Because I think my dad did that, and he was like, I think he did it because I don't think I ever did it because I only had the small one of them, but I never used it. I think I just kept it in a drawer or something. I later threw it away.
And the thing is, the early CD-ROM drives didn't have that extra indentation for those small mini CDs.
Never
And a
did.
lot of people threw them in, and they would just spin around and shatter inside of there.
It's like, what was that?
That
Oh, that's
was
my CD drive.
that was your CD drive dying.
It's like,
Horrible death.
just add it me, please. This does not belong in me. But no, and then they went to the larger CD-ROMs that they are now, but it's great. And then now they have the memory stick. But, yes, but yeah. Oh yeah. But what was it? That gaming system. It was a small one that you held in your hand. It was
Well,
PSP. That's what it was.
The PSP, yeah, I think that took the little miniature CDs too.
It did.
Famous, yeah, it was that one, and the GameCube took them.
Right, those were the only two that used those mini CD. And then the Nintendo one had the ones you had to. Well, they said you're not supposed to now, but at the time you blew into it, so called, to make it work.
Oh, the original NES and the Super NES.
Yeah, exactly. You remember
Even
those?
I had N64 games I had to do that with. I'm like, really? Come on.
I hated that because I think my aunt had a Wheel of Fortune, and we go.
And then everybody had their own way of making their game system work, even though it's the same game system. Oh, this one, nope, you got to hit reset 3 times and then unplug it and then plug it back in and then turn the power on and it should work.
Or blow on it and then tap 3 times on either side and then put it back in.
Or my favorite one, don't blow in the cartridge, blow in the game system. I'm thinking to myself, if you got to blow in your game system, you better tear it apart and clean the dust out of it.
You got something seriously wrong with your game system.
You got some serious problems. You got to blow in your game system.
I know, because you just ruined the whole thing. And if you got to unplug the game controller to blow on those, something's wrong too.
And you wonder why they invented air in a can.
Oh yeah, and they tell people don't inhale stuff like that. That needs to have the big time, like don't sniff things, like don't sniff paint and glue and stuff like that. But the thing is, all the kids were doing it on TV and movies and stuff. They go, "Oh, that feels so good. What was it?"
Oh, you remember Whippets?
Oh yeah, yes.
Take the whipped cream or the
and inhale it up into your nose.
No, you don't inhale it. You turn it upside down.
Oh right, and then
then
you put it into your mouth and then try to talk, right?
No, you turn it upside down and then you barely squeeze the nozzle and you can get the gas propellant out without getting the product out and get a high.
Oh, okay. See, we need to do it where we turn it all the way upside and then you eat all of that, and then all would be left was the air. And you hear that awful hissing with.
Yeah, and the thing is, that's not actual air. Even air in a can, all that is like a form of butane propellant.
Exactly, but yeah, I remember that. And they had the DARE program says like, what is it? Let me say drugs, alcohol, and I think it was like resistance education. Basically, they were just trying to tell kids, don't do drugs, don't do this, kids.
Yeah, see, my stoner friends always thought it meant drugs are really excellent. So.
See, I still have my DARE card from when I graduated because they gave us a T-shirt and they gave us this little card, and there was like 8 different ways to say no. I remember that. And one of them was broken record. And if I were to explain that to a kid today, they say, "What the heck is a broken record?" And basically just means you keep saying no, 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 no.
It's kind of like I love watching that stuff about things 80s kids could do that kids today wouldn't have any clue.
Oh yes, I've seen that. I've watched a couple of those. That's it. Because they'll say, let's see, what was it? It was like 50 things 80s kids will remember that other modern kids won't recognize.
Yeah.
I recognize every single one of them. It was like everything from the Furbies to some of the old McDonald's commercials to some other stuff. But yeah, it was like, wow. Because people are surprised. I go like, no, I remember that. Because I remember when they used to have some of these McDonald's toys, and they used to have the purple goo one of the McDonald's gang and the McBurglar and.
Oh yeah, they had the Hamburglar, they had Birdie, they had Ronald, they had Grimace.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not. I wasn't a child of the '80s. No, not at all.
See, I I was born in '85, but yet I still remember a lot of stuff from the '80s and stuff like that. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember Reagan a little bit because I remember him saying, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall."
I was born in '76, so by the time the '80s actually got here, I was 4 years old and ready to rock and roll. So I had all the '80s. I turned 18 in '94, so I had basically all the '90s growing up and then
Mhm.
going into my 20s,
Mhm.
and then the early 2000s actually growing, into my late 20s.
Right.
Like I feel like I had like the best of 2.5 decades of just like the golden era of being that age. You know,
Yeah. Exactly. That's the way I feel. Like I said, I grew up just before the '80s were over, but young enough to still remember and enjoy certain things. Like, because me and my mom have been watching, and we found this old TV show, and I don't know if you remember it or not, Ghost Rider.
I don't remember the show. I remember the movie with Nicolas Cage because I did
Okay,
a
this one was totally different. It was ghost, and then the word writer, like you're writing a like.
writer. No, I don't think I've ever heard of that. To be honest with you.
Okay, so this one was basically an early '90s show, and it's really totally '90s show because basically these kids are using early computers and not that much technology, and they were using like the old card catalog with the Dewey Decimal System to go to the library.
I did that in school. I mean, criminy. I had my first typing class was on the original Macintosh computer, and the only reason it was on that instead of a typewriter is because the school I transferred to had more money than it knew what to do with.
Yeah, my school had the old ones too, the old Apple computers.
Yeah, just it was just basically had a spot for a floppy drive and it had a monitor
Hmm.
and it had a keyboard hooked to it
Exactly.
and
It,
this
it
big
didn't have that much
blocky square
text.
mouse.
Yes. Yes, and it booted up so slow. And the printer.
I told my teacher I was so bored in that class I was gonna hack his teacher's terminal, and I
But
did.
yeah.
And then I made all the printers print the same thing at once, which you weren't supposed
Oh
to be able to
yes,
do.
and the spiral paper where you had to rip apart the parts on the side of it too.
Yeah, with the yep, it had the
Little holes.
yep.
Yep, I remember those because I love that paper because you could make like these little like daisy chain kind of things with it if you crisscrossed it. But yeah, that was a good time. But yeah, it was a good show. Like I said, me and my mom have been watching, and we used to go like, "Oh my goodness!" So much that I remember because at the time I was like 8 years old when the show was on, and it didn't last very long because it was on public television and they didn't get enough funding. But it was a really good show.
Eyes don't hurt anymore.
I mentioned there's some spaghetti over there.
Okay, sweet. Spaghetti.
The missus woke up. I had to let her know dinner was done.
That's good. How's she doing?
She's hanging in there.
Okay, that's good. But yeah, like I said, I remember that show very well. Ghost Rider and Wishbone and all those shows. Those are all fun.
I just bought her a new four-wheel walker with handbrakes and a seat, and which we really needed because we had an old donated one that we had to put tennis balls on. It was horrible. It served a purpose, but it was horrible. So
Okay.
I gave her a much-needed upgrade
Yay.
since we had the money to actually do it.
That's cool. But yeah, like I said, I remember that. So yeah, I mean, it was the '90s were a fun time, but the 2000s were
I didn't
were
watch
crazy.
too much shows in the early '90s. I was too busy with school and computers and stuff
Yes, the
like
'90s were
gaming. So,
my elementary school days.
I just remember early '90s. Oh, Power Rangers! Yay!
Oh yes, I remember that. I used to do that with my friends. I used to be because he'd say, "You're the Pink Ranger," and he'd tell the other girl, "You're the Yellow Ranger." And she said, "Well, which one are you?" "I'm the Green Ranger." Before he became the white one, and then we're like, "Oh, you're Tommy."
And I'd look at the kids your age and say, "Oh, the Dark Rangers." But
But yes, but now they look so awful. I don't know if you see the way they look now. Ugh, it's ugh, they're awful. And Magic School Bus. That was another fun show from my childhood. I remember very well. But now, oh no, oh no.
What was the name of that show where they sat around the campfire and told scary stories? I forgot
Are you afraid of the dark?
what it was. I thought so.
I wasn't allowed to
love
watch
that
that
show.
show. I wasn't allowed to watch that one or Goosebumps. I was
got
always
nightmares
like,
a lot.
hey, watch that. That'll give you nightmares.
I
But I
did.
never
I
got
watched
any
it
nightmares.
I was
Or
gonna say,
Clarissa Explains All.
that's something my sister watches, but she's basically the same age as my sister. So
Yeah.
actually, you're 2 years younger or
Yeah.
no, older,
Okay.
younger. 2 years. You're 85, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. My sister's born in 83. You were born in 85. That's right.
Gotcha. Yeah. I'm an 85 baby too. A June 85. Just before Back to the Future was released in theaters. So, yep. Just like they just started doing the basic Babysitters Club books. And I remember those were a fun time. But they did the movie of that. Ugh, that was awful. Just like I used to do The Next Generation. I remember that was a big hype back in the day.
I remember sitting down and watching the very first episode of that.
I remember that one a
ever
little bit. Because I know, did you ever watch the show Family Ties?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You remember the little brother Andrew, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he's the one that played little Alexander, Worf's son.
No.
Yes, check it out. Check it out, because I found that out. I was like, what? No way.
The little blonde kid that wanted to be basically Alex P. Keaton II.
Yes,
played
exactly.
Alexander.
He played Alexander.
I'm going to have to look that up now. Because he did such a good job differentiating them two characters for being that young.
I know.
Now, when they brought Alexander back on DS9, did they get the same actor, or was that a different guy?
I think that was a different kid.
Because really, that much time from like the age Alexander was in TNG to how old he was in DS9, that much time in like real life had not passed, I don't believe.
Right. But yeah, I remember that because I found that out recently. I was like, what? Yeah, everyone has Wikipedia.
Oh, you're so ferocious. Gosh. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
He got into that habit after hearing Sassy over on Bird Stream. Every time he hears something, he's got to run to the door and wag his tail, and let everybody know he's in the house.
Come in and play with me, you bastards.
There you go. Make me toy. Good boy.
Did you talk to Scrapper yet?
Oh, Will Powell. So, yeah, I will definitely get that out for you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Like I said, I mean, it's been tough lately. I'll be honest. It's been tough. I mean, like I said, there's a lot I want to do, but sadly, I'm not able to do it like I want to. I mean, yeah. Yeah, just put in the chat the thing about the one that played Andy from Family Ties. You can look up his filmography. But no, he was not in Deep Space Nine. I'm trying to find his name, the person that played Alexander on there.
Oh, just go to IMDb, look at DS9, and then look up Alexander Rozhenko.
Okay, yeah. That's a quick way to do it, yeah. I'm just looking on the Wikipedia to see if I can find it a little bit quicker, but it's not.
I don't mind Wikipedia. I don't trust it because anybody can edit anything.
Yeah. But yeah, if you type in his name on IMDb too, it shows up too.
Is it Wednesday?
Yes, it's Wednesday.
Okay, thank you.
For about another 2.5 hours.
That's fine.
Okay. Okay, it was two different kids that were on that. So it was John Stewart and Richard Martinez played him.
In
Because I'm
DS9?
looking at the Memory Alpha fandom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, on Deep Space Nine. Apparently they had him for quite a bit. Yeah. So yep.
And again, Memory Alpha, I
Yeah,
know
this is
they do a
according
lot
to the
of
Memory Alpha.
great stuff, but I also
Mhm.
take what they say with a grain of salt.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm just reading the main thing, who played him. So yeah, it says who played him. So yeah. Yeah, I don't read the whole thing. I just read enough to say, okay, this is the person that played him, and this is when they played him.
Probably
But
spelled
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I think you do.
Yeah, I think it is spelled that.
Just
You hush. You're the one that dropped it. Go get it.
you don't want to. Nobody wants to play with you, Buckface. Just type Alexander.
IMDb never used to be that particular.
No, now they're making you log in sometime. They used to have message boards too, but then they did away with those.
Yeah, that's gonna take a while to look up down there. Could this be in the
Yeah.
Stop.
He's so happy. He woke up. Everybody in the house is awake now, so he thinks he has to drop his toy so we go get it.
Oh, so you think he's the master of the house now, huh? Like, okay, I did my job. I woke everybody up.
Well, he is a Chihuahua Dachshund mix. I don't expect much else out of him.
Yeah.
At least he wakes us up with kisses. It's a lot. It could be worse.
Yeah, cold nose, right?
Cold nose and a sticky tongue.
Yeah. Yeah. Or bad doggy breath.
Actually, no, he doesn't. I am surprised. He does not have bad doggy breath, and he doesn't have doggy farts either. So I am very happy about that.
Good thing. That's a very good thing.
At least not usually.
Not usually.
Depending on what he eats.
Yeah.
I'm talking about you. What you gonna do about it?
He said, "Come get my toy, Dad."
No, it's on the couch. He's looking down there.
Yeah.
Right
He's whining over there.
But I do think I got to get going here. It's been great talking to you, and I will definitely share that GoFundMe link around as much as I can anywhere I can.
I appreciate that, Jay. And thank you, Mrs. Sci-Fi, as well.
No problem.
All right.
You guys take care and have a good night, okay?
Yep, you too.
Bye.
All right, thanks. Bye. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to close this stream up now because we've been going for almost an hour and An hour and 25 minutes almost. So I'm going to wrap up. My name is Alicia, also known as AVP 60685. If you have any questions or anything you want to know, please let me know. And if you can contribute to this GoFundMe, that would be a big, big help to me and my mom. I love you all and stay blessed, stay safe, and I will be back some other time. Bye.